Jesus. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Danny AFC TV. On the evening where I'm sure most of you will know that Arsenal have just been defeated. Sorry, it's mad. The Arsenal have just been defeated 2-0 by Juventus. Nelson has picked up an injury. It's been unconfirmed, but it looks like a hamstring injury. Shit. Marquinhos come off the bench to replace him, and then found himself duly taken back off the field of play. I think for Juve did brighten up things when he came on. Shouts out to Juve. I did notice him again. I've probably mentioned before, Stevenage versus Arsenal. There was a few kids I'd noticed. Taylor Ferran, this Juve kid, and Nathan Butler Odieji, who wasn't on the bench tonight. Also, there was no people like Saka or Martinelli, some of the people back from the World Cup. Wagwan T Muller, yes, 10 p.m. Yes, slightly late, 10:15. It was because of the watch along. I was in the building slightly late, and yeah, what can you do? I was slightly late in the place. Shouts out to Big Ted, to T Muller, to Tyler, Han Yumi, Linda, all the real ones on the channel. What is good, people? As I said, we were beaten 2-0 tonight. Not the way that you want to go into your Premier League return against West Ham. But in saying that, not nothing too much that should be able to dent the confidence of the team going forward. It was a meaningless friendly versus Juventus, although it was pretty much the Juventus reserve side that was out, which made it a little bit sickening, considering there was no Dusan Vlahovic. There were so many people missing. Like, it was almost literally like a reserve side. I recognised Locatelli. I've heard things about the striker Moratti. But apart from that, it was not really a Juventus side that I recognised from both of the goalkeepers they used in the game. No Szczesny whatsoever. But keeping with Serie A, Milan Kovic-Savic continues to be linked with Arsenal today. Man United allegedly are going to be in the running for this player. Juventus, who have also beat us tonight, allegedly do want this guy. He could be available for about 45-50 million euros. Neves to Barcelona is in doubt. Now, Barcelona don't seem to have the money required to be picking up Ruben Neves, from Wolverhampton Wanderers. We know he's a hard-working midfielder. Yeah, good all-round player. I got a lot of time for him, but he's kind of made it clear he doesn't see his future in the Premier League, whether it's with Arsenal or Liverpool. He sees his future abroad, back in Spain with Barcelona. Roma kid, Nicola Zinilo. He's a playmaker, kind of like a number 10 for me, a creative kind of attacker, has been linked to the club. Craig did alert me to this earlier on stream. I didn't really know nothing about it. But since I've come off the stream, I've been chasing a couple of things. I've texted a couple of people, and a couple of people have in turn asked me, what do I think of Nicola Zanola? I've kind of said he's more of an attacker. Someone said on my stream he's a midfielder, more of a number 10. That's kind of been confirmed to me. But all I can tell you is of this, he's had some sort of contract situation with Roma. Roma want him to basically sign a new deal in order to basically sell him for more money. So surely the cards are in the player's hand if he really wants to move. No one really knows. I'm not mad sure on anything Roma FC. Could Chelsea enter the race for Mykhailo Mudryk? Now, I've mentioned this last night. And the way Chelsea are going to be, like, the next 20 minutes is going to be dedicated literally to Chelsea Football Club. So any Chelsea fans out there, you may as well get a big like on the video right now, because the next 20 minutes, as soon as I get through a bit of this Arsenal alleged transfer news, I'm going to roll into some Premier League news, and it's mainly Chelsea related. Shouts out to Chelsea fans. David Fofana is in, Christopher Nkuku's in, and there's another 3 players seriously targeted. 2 of them are straight from Sky Sports News. Chelsea have made serious inquiries for Brighton midfielder Moise Caicedo, and the not Ecuador. Who does he play for? I think it is Ecuador. Pierre Hencapi, the Ecuador centre half. And they're also linked with another centre half. Man City allegedly are ready to pay 100 million for him. I don't know where he's popped up from, but Josko Galvardo has obviously had a blinding World Cup. Is he Croatian? I don't even know. But £100 million, Chelsea and Man City are ready to scrap this one out in January. I don't know where some of these teams are getting their finances from, but then again, they're trying to build things here. They're trying to build squads, and you wonder what Arsenal are actually doing. Seriously. Shouts out to Dewberry, though. I think he played well when he come on, and Wari did make a decent show of himself in the midfield for me in his little 15-minute performance. So shouts out to the 2 kids coming through the youth. Obviously, Dewberry's looking good, and then Wari is literally not even turned 16 years old. Nketiah, 0 goals from tonight, 0 goals from any of the other friendlies. We'll get back into a bit of Nketiah talk later. I'm feeling a bit deflated. I don't want to think about Nketiah. He missed an open goal today. Like, the more I watch it, the more it doesn't really light him up in glory. He missed an open fucking goal today against Juventus. Like, that's as bad as it gets. He was 4 or 5 yards out at the most and slightly on an angle. It was the perfect position to slot a ball into a corner. Like, he decided to slot it off the post. Nketiah is now making me have absolute panic attacks, guys. Panic attacks. Rashford, still no firm offer from Man United over a new deal. Other reports say he's turned down a £310 a week deal. Other reports say he's still thinking over a £310,000 a week deal. But Arsenal, PSG, and Real Madrid, amongst others, are allegedly watching this situation. Guys, tomorrow we will have a World Cup watch-along. It will be France versus Argentina. It will be the last World Cup watch-along. Well, for at least 4 years, eh? Or 3.5. It's Mbappe versus Messi, guys. So please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. I'll be in the building nice and early for the World Cup. Leroy Sané. Bayern have kind of said that all players have their price. No matter which club you are, all players have a price. And that includes Leroy Sané. And Southgate is to remain as England manager, as I'm sure a lot of you would have seen breaking on Sky Sports News pretty much as I was coming off the watch-along. It was somewhere around that time that Gareth Southgate has said he wants to continue to 2024. Shouts out to Team Muller, absolute real one. Shouts out to Lung Burkamp. Shouts out to Linda. I'm coming out, shots firing. Ben Nketiah now, he is not the striker we need to push for a league title. Whoever was responsible for Nketiah's new deal should be sacked. Mate, as harsh as that sounds, I'm talking Christmas sackings and everything. Possibly, yes. How do I answer this one? Basically, mate, you're not far from absolutely being absolutely bang on there. He scored 10 goals in his Arsenal career. He's 23 years old. You can name any strikers probably from, I don't know, you know what I mean? You can be as harsh as you like and start with a Wayne Rooney or an Aubameyang himself. Basically, look at any sort of half-decent striker by the time they're 23 years old. They would have scored more than 10 goals for their respective club that they've played for all their life. On loan, I think he's managed to hit the dizzy heights of 3 goals at Leeds United. In the last 3 friendlies against Lyon, AC Milan, and tonight against Juventus, well, the first 2 games, he didn't provide for me any kind of threat. Tonight, he gets a couple of goals disallowed. One of them was quite decently taken, was a poacher's effort. Yes, unlucky, but he was the guy that was offside. But then he unbelievably misses an open goal from 4 yards out. I'm going to agree with Craig. If Arsenal are serious about winning a title, Eddie and Nketiah can't be anywhere near this team. Even the boys and all the real ones, and I'm not saying it because they're not doing it, don't appear to be here right now. The Hazards, the Ues, all saying he's going to get into double figures over the whole season. He ain't getting into double dick over the whole season. Double figures? Are you lot fucking crazy? Double figures. The guy's got 10 goals in his career at Arsenal. So what makes you think he's getting over 10 goals this season? What, he's going to double his career stats at Arsenal halfway through the fucking season? Real ones, as much as I love you, wake up. Never, ever, ever. In fact, I hope Yui and Hazard does jump into the stream, because that'll be the first thing I've got to say to them this evening. Milan Bergkamp, yep, you're in the Real Ones group. We do know this. The first thing I've got to say to a man like Yui and Hazard, yeah? I don't know, you weren't one of the ones that were saying Nketiah was going to get like 12 goals across the board last night, was you? This was only just last night. I'm saying absolutely fuck that. He can't even score goals in meaningless friendlies. In fact, he misses open goals. Mate, it was 5 yards out. The goalkeeper done a pass out, passed it straight to Nketiah. All Nketiah had to do was put it in the net. He banged it off the post. With fury, he banged it off that post. I'm scared with Nketiah up front. So again, let's get into literally now Chelsea news. Piero Hincapié, he's a centre-half. Does he play for... no, he doesn't play for RB. I can't remember who he plays for, but he's been linked with Chelsea today. They're saying 30 million euros will get this deal done. He's 19 years old. He plays for his club and country. I've heard a lot of this guy over the last couple of seasons. Chelsea are also looking to sign a central midfielder this window. There is talk they could even make a January offer for Yuri Tillemans. N'Golo Kante and Jorginho are set to leave the bridge in the summer. Chelsea have also signed David Fofana for about £10 million. Brighton were very close to getting the striker over the line, but Chelsea have come along and snaked the deal. Chelsea have also close to confirming the permanent signing of Christopher Nkunku for around €60 million. Chelsea and Man City are in a two-way battle for Josko Guardado. He's a central defender. I think he's Croatian. I know it's a bit bad not knowing. £100 million. They're going to battle it out for this centre back. He's young, about 20 years old. Dele Alli wants out of Turkey and back to the Premier League. Is even worthy of a Premier League club. Isco is being watched by Aston Villa. Unai Emery wants to test is it Seville's resolve, because he's left Real Madrid now, and try and see if he can get him to the Premier League. Man United are considering all strikers. It's, you know what I mean, we've only got Nketiah, but Man United are considering all types of strikers, from Memphis Depay, Dusan Vlahovic and Cody Gakpo. Bids will be made soon, most likely for Cody Gakpo. Borussia Dortmund team, Yusufa Moukoko, he's attracting interest from all across the world. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona are all watching the 18-year-old. Allegedly, he's turned down a contract offer over the last few weeks from Borussia Dortmund. The Pies had a serious offer from Galatasaray and Chelsea, and he's also got a couple of firm offers from the Premier League. Who are these teams? Could it be a team like West Ham? Man United and Liverpool and Chelsea have all made serious inquiries for Brighton midfielder Moise Caicedo. Kim Mi-jae, the Napoli centre-back, has been linked with a £40 million move to Man United, and Moise Caicedo again. Liverpool and Chelsea have officially made inquiries for the young Ecuadorian Chelsea Brighton midfielder. Well, Chelsea, as you can hear in that sort of roundup, like the Pierre Hinchcliffe Cappy and the Moise Caicedo is coming directly, breaking news from Sky Sports over the last hour. They've also signed Christopher Nkunku and David Fofana. So if they got them 4 deals over the line, I'm saying to myself, what the F? I told you last night they wanted a centre-back, a centre midfield, and 2 strikers. I said I don't think they could get all of that in one window. Less than 24 hours, they literally have got 2 of it done. Two of them done. The 2 strikers are done. Now across the rest of the team, centre-back. Maybe they don't trust in Fofana, the £70 million signing from Leicester. But it makes you wonder where Arsenal's ambition is actually at. Craig, Danny, Balogun scored more goals in the French league than what Nketiah has done in the league. Yeah, most definitely, bros. I couldn't agree more. And I also don't think Balogun is the answer. But if you're serving me up just Nketiah from the close of the window until Gabriel Jesus is back, yes, I'll take the boy back, Balogun back from his loan. Do you know what I mean? Anything to put pressure on this Nketiah. Nketiah is now looking just way too comfortable. Like, he is Jack the Lad. Like, he knows his place is assured. Like, he knows he's pretty much undroppable. Like, missing open goals. He missed another chance with about 12 minutes to go. I see some dickhead little smirk on his face. Like, I wanted to punch him straight in his face there and then. So, I don't know, man. To be honest, yeah, I'm pretty worried. And I'm worrying where our title chances will be literally by the time February the 15th when we play Man City at home. But shouts out to you, Craig. You are clearly on fire and saying it as it is tonight. Most definitely, he isn't the answer, but I would, yes, I repeat, I would bring him back in January to put a little bit of pressure on Eddie Nketiah. Fraud Nketiah. I can't believe it. He scored 10 goals in his Arsenal career. 100 grand a week, 5-year deal, number 14 shirt. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I get irritated just by the whole thought. And what you're going to find is, Craig, when he's strapped to still 4 years left of his contract at the end of the season, and even if Arsenal did want to move him on, which club is going to come and try and equal his wages at 100 grand a week? Who's going to better that? Nobody. I can see us being stuck with Eddie Nketiah for quite a few seasons. It depends what the guy's own mentality and personality is like. If we actually balls up and buy a couple of strikers one of these days and make it almost impossible for him to get in the team. Now, guys, please get the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. Thanks to everyone that was on the watch along before. It is on over 700 views. A little humble 11 likes, but over 700 views though. So that'll do. Thanks so much to everyone that was involved. People like Craig, Lumberkamp, Linda. Don't know where my real ones are today. I reckon Lee Akers will be out there getting smashed somewhere in London, drinking it up large, and then it's the World Cup final. So I doubt Lee will be around tomorrow. He'll be out there watching the World Cup final, also with a couple of bottles of Guinness in his hand. Shouts out to Akers, all of the real ones. Alejandro Gamacho. Now, word on road is this guy hasn't settled at Man United. There's some people that don't actually want him at Man United. Allegedly, his attitude is absolutely off. He's been late for a couple of times for training this season. He's 18-year-old. He's Argentinian. He's scored a couple of goals. I say, what? Why not? Arsenal have been linked with him. Any thoughts on Gareth Southgate remaining as England manager? Guys, France versus Argentina tomorrow. What time is that game? I imagine it's going to be an evening kickoff. Let's just confirm that. Bang, 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 bang. Tomorrow. No, it's an early one. Right, Argentina, France is 3 p.m. So you will catch me in the building from roughly 2:30, 2:45, the very latest, depend. Oh no, I'm collecting the car on Monday. I thought I was collecting the car tomorrow. Yes, so you will catch me in the building 2:30, 2:45, the very latest. Argentina versus France. On to a little bit more Arsenal news. So Rashford hasn't signed a new deal as yet. He's still mauling over a 310 grand a week offer at Man United. Guys, I wouldn't say this one could get done to Arsenal. I reckon he could end up staying at Man United, especially on that kind of unbelievable money. Nketiah, again, he misses open goal. Nketiah, no goals in 3 friendly games. Nketiah is our only striker going forward for quite a huge chunk of this season. Shit. Dewberry and Enwari do well after coming off the bench today. Roma's Nicolo Zanillo, a playmaker. He's been linked with a £30 million move to Arsenal. He still hasn't signed terms on a new Roma contract. Neves to Barcelona seems in doubt. It's a financial thing. Arsenal and Liverpool are allegedly closely watching this situation. And Milan Kovac-Savic, Arsenal, Man United and Juventus are watching this situation closely. He's already said it is now time for him to leave Lazio and probably Italy altogether. Guys, please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. It does seem to be a very quiet one tonight. Maybe that's after a busy watch along, but shouts out to everyone involved. Let me bang this out there one more time, as you do. Let me bang this out there one more time, as you do. No ads on tonight's video, where they did go on very temporarily, but then they got took straight back off. Interesting. Boom, 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 boom. Where was UE today? I thought it had been confirmed if he wanted a ticket as well, Arsenal West Ham. Where is UE? How's it all start snapping his ticket off of him, like? What's going on out here? Bang, 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 bang. Alright, shouts out to all the real ones. Do be getting the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. I'll probably dip out. This will probably be quite a quick live, 10:15 live. Anyway, moving over, Chelsea, Piero Hincapié. Now, a lot of people have told me that this guy is actually overrated, but I still think this guy's one to look out for. He's a centre half. Chelsea have pretty much signed David Fofana. Chelsea have pretty much signed Christopher Nkunku. These deals are done. Now Chelsea are looking at Yuri Tillemans and Moise Caicedo. They've made it known to Brighton this afternoon that they are after Moise Caicedo. So, yep, the writing is on the wall. Chelsea are making big moves. They want a centre-back. They want a centre midfield. And they have pretty much confirmed 2 new strikers in at the club this afternoon. So, Chelsea are major players. I reckon that would confirm Chelsea as a top 4 team this season. Seriously, looking at the squad with people like Sterling and Aubameyang, will they even get into this squad after the new year? Shouts out to Luca, he's just jumped in the building. Shouts out to Craig, same old Arsenal. Mudrak or Felix? I say Mudrak all day long. Felix is an everyone, brubs. Literally not. He's not scored over 30, 35 goals in his career, and he's meant to be a centre forward. He's cost over £107 million for poor old Atletico Madrid, and he just doesn't score enough goals for them, mate. Why do you think they're now willing to let him go? He doesn't score enough goals. He's a striker. So I take Mudrak all day long. It's too early to say we haven't learnt, but my feeling is, bros, we're going to balls it up. Like, again, we only can answer this question on the 30th of January. But my feeling is, you're probably right, we're going to balls this one completely up. Who cares? Any friends, mate? They're in trouble, mate. Yep. Again, not trouble. Is this enough that could make Arsenal drop out of the top four? With no Jesus and basically no goals up front, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Saka and Martinelli's shoulders immediately from the West Ham game, then Brighton, then Newcastle at home, then Tottenham away. The fixtures are going to come thick and fast after this World Cup. Felix is a good player. Again, when it comes down to his brutal statistics, bros, in over 100 games for Atletico Madrid, bros, he hasn't scored enough goals. That's why Diego Simeone would let him go. The problem is for me, if he's only scored 30 goals in over 100 games at Madrid, I don't think over 100 Premier League games that's going to guarantee 30 goals. The Premier League is a much harder league, bros. And his statistics in Spain just doesn't turn me on at all. They turn me completely off. I like him as a footballer. He's silky smooth. He's a brilliant footballer. If he adds a significant amount of goals to his locker, Felix is going to be world class. For me, he's nowhere near world class at the moment. He's a decent footballer. This is it. And a team has already been caught out. One of the European greats, Atletico Madrid, have already been caught out with their pants down, and they've paid over £100 million for him. They're fucking pissed. They're never getting their £100 million back. I would sleep much better with both of them. But if I had to choose between them, it's Mudrak all day long. 21, a massive goal threat, scores goals, creates goals, 21 years old. We're going ball side. I don't expect striker coming. I can see us getting top four. We won't drop out of the fourth. So, yeah. Okay. So, basically, it's the top four battle that will commence. Probably Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man U and Tottenham. Would that be fair? Would that be fair to say these 6 teams will be battling? Conte will sign a new deal at Tottenham. I reckon Tottenham will start spending money in January. Chelsea are already spending significant amounts of money. Liverpool, the writing is on the wall. They've already got a couple of injuries again. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain is out, whether they need him that much or not. Diaz is out for a period. I think Liverpool are very much in the same boat as Arsenal, as they need a couple of signings absolutely ASAP. Tillemans will come to us, not cheap. I don't want him. I don't want him if we have to pay a fee for him, bros. I literally don't want him. I don't care what our scenario is. We've got 4 midfielders there: Lukonga, Elneny, Partey, and Xhaka. For me, Tillemans ain't better than Xhaka or Partey. No way. I want something better at the club, bros. Not behind or not worse. If you're not better, then what's the point in signing them? It doesn't really, for me, create that genuine surge in the team or something special. We now need better than what we've got, bros. Like, there's no more Lukongas. There's no more maybe Fabio Vieiras. These maybe players. These are maybe footballers. One didn't play tonight, and one looks like a maybe, man. And that was Fabio Vieira. Way too lightweight for Premier League football at this present time. Bros, this is $1 million question. Bros, if they come back from the World Cup and their first 2 games, they're looking basically not a direct... Listen, if they come back and they're commanding, they start smacking teams 3-4-0, Liverpool mean business, and I probably reckon they'll sneak a top 4. If they come back and they're performing funny, and worse than not even getting victories, they draw 1 or 2 games between now and the end of January, I think they're done. So we'll know by the end of January how serious Liverpool are. By the end of January, if they've drawn any game, like they need a clean sweep in January, no matter who they're playing. And I think they've got to play Man United, they've got to play Chelsea. They need a clean sweep. If they don't receive that clean sweep, I don't think they're making top 4. And when I say clean sweep, I mean maximum points, obviously. So Liverpool, by the end of January, I reckon we'll know if they're going to be top 4. But even if you were to take Liverpool out of the equation, Chelsea are going to spend, Tottenham are going to spend. Arsenal and Man City are in the top 2 places right now. Newcastle are in a decent position if they were to sign a couple of players to probably have a genuine chance. Really and truly, I think they're going to miss the cut. I reckon the Tottenhams, the Chelseas will harass them down and get them out of the top 4. Man United, people are saying they could spend serious money in January. People are alleging up to £175 million is available to Eric Ten Hag in January. Now, it is conflicting rumours. Some people say even though there is a bottomless amount of money at Man United available, January is not the time that Ten Hag wants to spend it, and he doesn't see it as the most sensible time. But they do want a striker, and they would do anything to get a striker in over the line in January. Apparently, Arsenal looking at Danilo, but no fee has been made. But we've been looking at him for months, and what I've heard on that is now we've kind of closed the door on a deal for Danilo, and Monaco are about to put in a formal offer for him. Another thing that's a bit worrying with Mikhailo Mudryk, with all the talks and all the speculation, Mikhailo, a Shakhtar Donetsk spokesman did come out and say, listen, there is a lot of links to Arsenal. I'd like to just say one thing. Arsenal have not made an offer for our player. Yes, we have spoken to Arsenal. Arsenal have not made a concrete offer for Mikhailo Mudryk. So a lot of people are saying it's done. Shakhtar are saying we haven't made an offer. On this one, it depends who you believe. Shakhtar or a lot of the Twitter people saying that the deal's done. I believe Shakhtar myself personally at this moment. Newcastle will be big spenders in January. So if Newcastle are going to be big spenders and Chelsea are already taking the piss out of it, bruvs, this top four is going to be one hell of a race, let me tell you. This top four will be one hell of a race because Man City have allegedly said they don't want to sign. But this wonder kid defender who's done well at the World Cup, Jasko, is it Gavardio? Apparently could be subject of a £100 million bid from Man City and Chelsea. Chelsea are also trying to do a deal for Piero Hincapié, another World Cup guy. He's 20, he plays for Ecuador. He looks good. He's got a massive reputation, this kid. Chelsea have also said to basically asked Brighton Hove Albion, what is your price for Moises Caicedo? Obviously, Harry Potter has worked with him at Brighton, so obviously it would make sense to bring him to Chelsea rather than perhaps a Declan Rice. If they did bring in Moises Caicedo, would that leave the door open for, I don't know, Arsenal, Liverpool for Declan Rice? I would imagine so. Declan Rice doesn't want to leave the Premier League. But Nketiah is, I wish. Nkunku is close to signing for Chelsea. David Fofana is done. Piero Hincapié could be on the way. I don't think they will get Moises Caicedo, so they said they'll take a Yuri Tillemans to the end of the season and then analyse the situation. Remember, Jorginho and N'Golo Kante look to be outgoing in the central midfield department. In Coco, I wanted at Arsenal, but he's going Chelsea. I know, bro. I promise you, if Arsenal haven't done something with Mikhailo Mudryk, in 1 week from now, you could be typing that exact same thing, but it will start with Mudryk. Mudryk, I wanted at Arsenal, but now he's going to Chelsea. Trust me, bro. Chelsea are monitoring a lot of players. They want a winger, a central mid, and a centre-back. They've got 2 players down, 2 strikers down. They're going to be bidding for another 3 positions, another 3 key positions that Harry Potter has identified as a bit troublesome at Chelsea. He wants another winger. Raheem Sterling hasn't been at the races. The kid, Hudson-Odoi, is already on loan in Germany. So they're a winger short, and Hakim Ziyech and Pulisic has been linked with moves away. Chelsea will sign a winger. Could that be Mikhailo Mudryk? Could it be Rafael Leao? Could it be Pepe from Porto? Chelsea are going to buy a winger this window. Chelsea have got 2 strikers this window, and they're also looking at a central midfielder and a centre-back. That's up to 5 major signings at Chelsea this January. If Chelsea get most of that done, they are now automatically a top 4 team. So I'd say Chelsea are in the top 4. Man City are in the top 4. Arsenal and Newcastle are currently in the top 4, but will we in fact be taken out of the top 4? Shouts out to all the real ones. Arsenal new striker, we need striker. We'll get top 4. We have to do collab one time. Most definitely, bro. I'm not going to rule anything out. Most definitely. Why not? Why not? We might do a 3-way. I might do a different sort of stream last night. Sometime call a few people in. I don't like 10 people and 8 people in a stream because people start talking over each other and then I just start dashing people out the stream. Do you know what I mean? That's exactly what would happen. But we'll organise something. Maybe we'll get Craig in. I know Cam did want to come on, but Cam is anti-Danny AFC TV at the moment for one reason or another. If Arsenal don't sign, the right players, what is required for the team, we will finish 5th or 6th. It's still going to take quite a lot of us. Remember, we are 5 points clear at the top. Like, if this was to happen, I'd want Arteta at the club, bros. That would be between January and the end of the season. That there would be the collapse of all collapses. Now, we have collapsed last season. We dropped out of the top 4. If lightning strikes twice, but this would be worse, mate. We wasn't 5 points top of the top of the league last season. If we was to drop out the top 4 this season, I'm done ever thinking about any process, any Arteta, any Edu. They can all suck my balls and get immediately out of the club. If there's ever a collapse that kind of extravagant or laughable as that, and we actually don't make top 4, bro, then there's going to have to be serious alarm bells. All of the ball sucking Arteta merchants would have to seriously start reconsidering how much they want to suck his balls, because you honestly, for me, can't go. And this is where people have thought, Dan, you suddenly Arteta in. It isn't. I'm suddenly Arteta in. The truth of the matter is we're 5 points clear at the top of the league. Fuck. I can't really mumble or grumble. There's Man City in this league. There's Liverpool in this league. There's Chelsea in this league. There's Totti in this league. I'm thankful that we're 5 points clear at the top of the league. What I'm wondering is how far that this is actually going to take us. Are we going to try and run with this? As I say, a couple of signings, and I reckon we're running with this, and we could try and win the league. No signings and a couple of injuries could be catastrophic for the club. Could we, in fact, drop out the top 4 altogether? Tottenham are going to sign people. Chelsea are major players. Piero Hincapié, Moise Caicedo, Josko Guevardeo, and already incoming is Christopher Nkunku and David Fofana. Like, if Chelsea think they need that many players, like Arsenal board, I beg you, please wake the fuck up. 32 minutes into the stream, guys, or 31 and a half minutes, rather. Please hit the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. What is your thoughts regarding Arsenal January? Today's defeat against Juventus, 2-0, 2 own goals, Rob Holding, bang. And Granit the Great Xhaka, who wasn't at the races for the whole game. That is the worst I've seen Granit Xhaka, I have to say, for a very long time. But yeah, it's a meaningless friendly against Juventus. Hopefully he'll be a totally different player by West Ham at home 26th of December. No watch along that day. I'll be at the Emirates Stadium. Shouts out to myself, Lee Akers, and whoever's going to grab a ticket. Nelson looks like he's going to be out for a period now. Marquinhos, I would be tipping to go straight out on loan. If you're going to bring a player off the bench and then to bring him back off the field, I don't reckon you've got too much faith in this player. And I reckon the writing is on the wall, and he will probably find his way out of Arsenal Football Club in January. Come the end of January, Marquinhos, I very much doubt, will be at Arsenal Football Club. But together with Marquinhos set to be leaving the club on loan, then you've got to wonder about bodies around us. Like, Nelson's out, that means we've got literally 2 wingers at the club, and that is Saka and Martinelli. Like, surely we've got something done with a winger out there in world football, because Chelsea are making major moves. Man United have inquired about Cody Gakpo, Dusan Vlahovic, and Kim Min Jae, the Napoli centre back. Surely they can't be taking someone off Napoli when they're going for a Serie A title themselves. That would be kind of effed up. Surely I couldn't see that happening. But if Man United make major moves, Liverpool, I'm not going to rule them out. I'm not going to say they're challenging for the title. I'm not going to rule them out for the top 4 just yet. And then you've got people there or thereabouts. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea are there. Newcastle are there. We play them all soon. Do you know what I mean? We play Newcastle on the 3rd of January. Any fuck ups there, do you know what I mean? The writing's on the wall. By the time we play Man City on the February 15th, we could be behind. But anyway, guys, what is the other topics for tonight? What are we thinking? What is on everyone else's mind? Maybe I'm sort of reacting because we've just been beaten by Juventus, but it's mainly because the squad just looked so thin today. We looked so weak up front, spineless basically. Marquinhos was brought on the pitch and then brought off the pitch. Nelson was injured. There's no Saka, no Martinelli. Vieira's just not up to it. He's too lightweight. I like Vieira. He's got a nice touch. He's got a decent cross on him, but he's a lightweight guy. And teams like West Ham and Brighton, the first 2 games back after the World Cup, they'll eat guys like him up. Seriously. Big Ted, what's going on, mate? I'm going to be jumping off this stream in the next 15, 20 minutes, and I'll be phoning you ASAP, bro. Hopefully you can make my day and make everything a little bit brighter this weekend. It's doom and gloom this weekend. Stuck Rail strikes, no car. Bit of a fucked up situation, even if I say myself. Linda's out of the building. Where are you going, mate? Where are you going? Linda, why are you awake even? Rumours are on that Conte will sign a new deal at Tottenham. That will mean they'll be getting funds in January. Exactly, bros. I've reported this for the last week up on my stream. I've reported this for a week. Tottenham will have money because Conte will sign. He will not sign a deal without there being funds available in January. We know how Conte stays. He's too close to being a free agent where he could walk out and go and join perhaps a Juventus back in Italy and have a nice, easy life in his hometown or his home country of Italy. Then you got Chelsea already spending. Liverpool are still going to be a threat to the top four, and then you've got the Man Uniteds of the world. Do you know what I mean? Do you take Newcastle seriously in a top four race? Get to bed right now. Right now. Guys, please be hitting the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. 36 minutes into the stream. This won't be the longest stream in the world. I'm going to be in and out as love the backward down there. Thank you so much. It is getting there, isn't it, bruvs? It is getting there finally, bruvs. I know it looks like if it was all red, it would look like the red light district or something. I've got a massive blue thing going on. People could think, is this slightly Chelsea? Is this slightly Man City? But blue is my favourite colour. You know how I've rolled for years. So, yeah, I think that's working. And these wood designs, bruvs, straight wood. Flipping gangster wood, and then I think the guy lacquers it. The guy is sick. Shouts out to Yanni. Shouts out to Big Ted, to Linda, to Craig up in the stream. Shouts out to Rodney the Plonker. Shouts out to Luco. Shouts out to Lung Camp. Anyone else in the stream? Big up yourself. Hopefully I'll get ads on this video tonight. No ads on the last video, but over 700 views on the watch along for Arsenal versus Juventus, which isn't bad. It was a meaningless friendly, and the Emirates was even half empty today, or half full, whichever way you want to confirm it. I'm sure when I do check the official attendance, it won't be much more than 35,000 absolutely tops. And even if they do say 35,000, I think they're lying. The stadium was pretty empty. I will do, bro. Absolutely. Nice one. Nice one. Who are you ding-donging at? Ding-ding. Shouts out to all the real ones, though. Please begin the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. How doomy and gloomy are you feeling after Arsenal getting defeated by Juventus? 2 own goals. I know it was a meaningless friendly. My only concern is Marquinhos coming on, then Marquinhos going off. Nelson injury. It just means, like, on the wings, we're further weakened. We've only got 2 wingers, and none of them was around today. No Saka, no Martinelli. And we've only got this dick blower up front. I don't know what else to call him. He's pissing me off. Like I did say over these 3 friendlies, I did want him to step up. I said it before the 3 friendlies come along, the Lyon, the AC Milan, and of course tonight's game against Juventus. I said if there was anything I hoped and prayed is that Eddie steps up and gets a couple of goals on these friendlies and kind of looks match ready to go and sort of, you know, take the title challenge forward, if you like, West Ham, Brighton. Do you know what? I hope Arteta's taking notes and he fucking does something ASAP, because it won't be fantastic for the club on a whole going forward. No way whatsoever. The writing's on the wall. I'm not going to start predicting we're going to crumble out of the top 4, but by the end of January, as I say about Liverpool, we'll know if they're a serious competitor for top 4. By the end of January, you'll know how serious Arsenal are, as in the Premier League contenders. If we have a good January, we're in this title race. If we have a bad January, we are basically looking to be a top 4 team. The end of January is absolutely key, from the players we have signed up to the form of the current crop of players that we've got who have took us brilliantly through the first half of the season. Let's not forget that. They have been unbelievable. Odegaard has been good. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, even though he wasn't scoring goals. But there is no Jesus now, and that does create a worry at the football club. You can see lack of goals tonight. Arsenal 0, Juventus 2. Do you know what I mean? There was a reason why we scored 0. It's because Eddie Nketiah missed an open goal. Like, I couldn't have missed that, left or right foot. He's fucking right-footed. How did he miss that? It was, in fact, harder to miss that opportunity than just to bang it in the net. The more I look at it, like, I don't actually know how he missed it. It's an open goal, Mitch Chapman, no matter which way you look at it. Yes, if it was going to happen today rather than against West Ham, I'm delighted. It's a meaningless friendly, but feeling as a motherfucker. Guys, Chelsea are going to strengthen mad. Liverpool are going to be there or thereabouts. Man United, £175 million to spend. Tottenham are going to be players in the January window. are Arsenal? This is the question I now need answering. This World Cup is done. We'll do a World Cup watch along tomorrow at 3 p.m. I'll be in the building 2:30, 2:45 for probably Messi's farewell to World Cup football, and to see if he could go out a world champion. When I say a world champion, a World Cup winner, he has won everything across his career. As much as I'm sort of privately rooting for Messi, I think Kylian Mbappe and France are going to offer way too much for them. I reckon there'll be an early goal tomorrow. If it goes to Argentina, I reckon it really does then put the emphasis on France to go forward, and then who knows, you could pick open another mistake. If France take an early lead, apart from Alvarez and Messi, I'm not sure where the massive threat is for Argentina. But in saying that, when you have got Alvarez and Messi, you've always got a chance. With Lionel Messi, you've always got a chance. A free kick, a corner, a penalty, I don't care. He's a provider and he's a goal scorer. Jesus, Craig. No, Craig. It's that, mate. See, do you know what? They've been in such dodgy form. I don't know exactly how many players they've gone out to the World Cup, but I'd imagine David Moyes has had them like Scotland, Braveheart style, in a training camp somewhere, literally team bonding, trying to turn this season round. I know Declan Rice has been away, but he'll walk back into Premier League football like it's nothing. This is Declan Rice. He's very professional. So I'd imagine this is a time to try and get things right tactically. Schumacher, Antonio up front. Which one do you pick? The wings, they've got like Benrahma, Lanzini, and a couple of others. Sorry, obviously they spent reasonably big in the summer as well. West Ham need to turn their season around. I hope it doesn't start against Arsenal, but I do clearly see a very tough game at home to West Ham. I'll be in the stadium. I have got 100% record league games wise over the last, I think towards the tail end of last season and this season going with Lee Akers. So I've got 100% record. When I turn up, we win. So I'm turning up on Boxing Day. I take it we're going to win. I know, bruvs. Like every bruvs, and then it's Newcastle at home, then it's Tottenham away. So start panicking more, mate, because they don't get any easier after them two games. Them two games are the two easier games we've got. Then it's Newcastle at home, no mugs. They're sitting third in the Premier League for a very good reason because they're a half decent team. Shouts out to Eddie Howe on that one. And then you got Tottenham away, crammed in between an FA Cup game against Oxford, of course. Couldn't you see Arteta sending out the first team against Oxford as well, when they clearly will need a little breather before Tottenham Hotspur away? But who knows? Maybe that. Well, I am clearly just speculating on that. Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't imagine you'd see Nwaris or anyone else around. Do you know what I mean? I'd imagine you'd see, if Nelson was available. Do you know what I mean? Marquinhos would be out on loan, I reckon, by that time. Do you know what I mean? Marquinhos is outgoing. I say that on the strength of watching him come on the pitch tonight and then going straight back off the pitch. Like, that was reasonably harsh for Arteta. I didn't think he was that bad, Marquinhos. I didn't think he deserved to come off the pitch tonight. Dewberry done very well when he came on, and Wari looked good. We've got to get Wari snapped up. I do hear Chelsea want to make him the next victim from Arsenal. They took Amari Hutchinson in the summer, and they want to take Wari next. Yeah, so am I, mate. I can't lie. I'm slightly about to hit the panic button, like, where I come on and sort of have a little meltdown at the whole process, everything. The club have got to do us right this January. Do you know what I mean? When I say us, I mean the fans. We stick by the club. We buy thousands and millions of pounds worth of merchandise every season. Season ticket holders, which I now am for one reason or another for the rest of the season. Do you know what I mean? At club standard, I'm sure you get free drinks at half time as well. Hazard's up in the building. Realist YouTuber Danny, AFC TV. Yes, Hazard, thanks for the love as always, bro. Right, you are see, me and Craig are having a little panics here. Do you know what I mean? You're the sort of calming gooner. Tell me what you really think now, bros. Like, how deep could this be? Arsenal have got no Jesus. Do you see us being a top 4 team at the end of the season? That's question number 1. Chelsea are up and running. Like, before you answer this, Chelsea are up and running spending, bro. For me, they're a top 4 club. David Fofana, Christopher and Cuckoo. They've made inquiries for Moise Caicedo. That's Sky Sports News, breaking news just before I come on. And they've made inquiries for Piero Hincapié the centre half, who's obviously done well for Ecuador in the World Cup. But we knew about this boy. We've spoke about him before on the stream, Hincapi. And they're also looking to go toe-to-toe for another guy, Josko Govardio. Haven't seen him that much. I'm hearing £100 million. That is a scary amount of money for a young 20-year-old centre-back. But Chelsea are going to be major players. Whether they can get all of these players done over the line, I doubt it. But they're going to be major players in the transfer window. Tottenham. If Conte signs a new deal, bro, that will be with a guarantee of some sort of financial backing from the board at Tottenham. I reckon, yeah, Tottenham will be not major, but there'll be players in the January window. Liverpool, the writing's on the wall, bro. They need a signing. People like Oxlade-Chamberlain is out. Diaz is out again. We'll know by the end of January if Liverpool are contenders for top four. If they don't slip up in January and have a clean sweep of points, bang, they're going for top four. If they start slipping up in January, I think Liverpool are going to fall short and will probably be a Europa League team for the first time in a very long time. Newcastle United, we know they're sitting third, Hazard. If they was to pull off for Maddison or something else, I say they're going to be a direct threat for top four. I reckon they will get pushed out now, though. I reckon Chelsea are going to be too strong. I'm hoping Arsenal will be too strong. We know Man City are too strong. So if that's three clubs in the top four, I don't think Newcastle will finish fourth. I would say Man United, Liverpool, or Tottenham will pick them. Newcastle will finish 6th or 7th, but with a massive fight. And that there's a harsh on them. They're sitting third, and I think they're a really good team. But I think they'll be finishing 6th by the end of the season. Chelsea are going to be major players. Chelsea are a top 14. Man City are already a top 14 for me, I'm afraid to say. Arsenal, I'm hoping, are a top 14. I hope and pray. If we sign a couple of players, I reckon we're top 14. If we were to leave it exactly the way it was and there was no signings at all, I reckon along the line with maybe a bit of confidence and, yeah, a couple of hiccups here and there, I reckon right in the last month of the season, it'll be touch and go with would make top four. And the last 3, 4, 5 games of the league season would be absolute nail biters for all Arsenal fans. If Arteta was to find himself out of the top four by the end of the season, I hope and pray to God that he finds himself out of a job. This here would not just be a calamitous turnaround in seasons and fortunes from being 5 points clear. If we don't make top four, I don't think even the most ardent of Arteta fan could still want him at the club. But I have seen stranger things happen in life. You're going to watch them for the World Cup final? Oh, of course I am, bruvs. Of course I am. It's the last game in the World Cup. It would be bad of me not to do it. It's the World Cup final. It's Messi versus Mbappe. Of course I am. 2:45 live, bro. And those signing players is important. I reckon whoever Chelsea signed at this window, we'll finish above them. Newcastle I'm more worried about. Chelsea haven't got the right manager and will fall outside. You really rate Potter that lowly? Bros, I think Potter's a very good manager. Admittedly, I think he's probably very, very, very slightly out of his depth for Chelsea. But bros, he was fantastic at Brighton. I reckon slow steps. If he went to a Villa next, a West Ham next, he continues building his managerial profile. He's a good manager, bros. He's another one that could be mentioned for an England manager's job in a couple of years when Southgate finally does piss off. Don't be surprised if Harry Potter was great. We know it's Graham, but anyway, I call him Harry. Harry Potter was made England manager. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you reckon or kind of rating so low and reckon Chelsea ain't as much of a threat as Newcastle. I reckon Chelsea will bully Newcastle straight out of the top four, bruv. Chelsea will be steaming behind us and Man City very soon, especially if they get the players they want, bro. And I actually think Harry Potter is a good manager. So that's slightly different opinions there. See, I think he's a really good coach, bros, and I think he can get the best out of some of the young people. Conor Gallagher, Mason Mount. I reckon he's good for them kind of guys. Ivan Toney will put another bet that Newcastle will bid for James Maddison too. Hold on, Ivan Toney will put another bet. Hold on, I don't understand. We need to start at that. But if you're suggesting Newcastle go for Ivan Toney and Maddison, I think that would even be too much for them. Financially, they could afford it, but they have bought £60 million worth of Isaac. Isaac must be back reasonably soon, so I wouldn't rule him out to have quite a big end of the season for Newcastle. They've already got Callum Wilson, I don't think it's desperate they get a striker. From what I've been told, they're looking at wingers and attacking midfielders. So Madison, yes, most definitely, and perhaps a winger. And they were sniffing around Mikhailo Mudryk until Mikhailo Mudryk made it kind of clear he wanted Arsenal. Mikhailo Mudryk, though, within 7 days, I reckon could be saying the exact same thing about Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea have made it clear they want a winger this January. The longer we leave this Mikhailo Mudryk deal and we don't make an offer, I reckon Chelsea are going to get involved. Yes, that is a little prediction from me tonight. I reckon Chelsea are going to get involved on Mikhailo Mudryk. Guys, what do you think? Please leave the comments on the video. Do be liking, do be subscribing if we're new. I think we'll be okay. Finishing second, third max minimum. I reckon the goals are looking to come from the front wide players, which is where we will strengthen. So Mikhailo Mudryk, Saka, Martinelli. When you look at it that way, I still think, yeah, that is enough firepower, most definitely for a top 4. Will it win us the league? I'm not so sure. But that will make me pretty certain we're a top 4 team. Yes, if we got just Mikhailo Mudryk, which I'm thinking seems more and more hopefully likely. But if we're talking in 7 days about Mikhailo Mudryk to Arsenal, just trust me on this one, bro. Chelsea will inquire. Now, I've heard already reports from Ukraine that Chelsea have inquired. I reckon this could be them. The way we've been trying to drag the price down, I reckon Shakhtar have countered that by saying Chelsea are involved. And maybe I've paid too much attention to it and it's a whole load of bullshit. We shall see. Don't get me wrong, he's a good manager after Harry Potter. However, he's not the right fit for. I believe this as well. Inevitably, I think you're right. I don't think he's going to crumble, though. I don't think they will not be a top 4 because of Harry Potter. I think it's a massive job on his hands, and I reckon he'll be pushed out of the job pretty much soon, perhaps by the end of the season. But it'll be harsh on him because I reckon there'll be a top 4 club by the end of the season. I reckon he's a good enough coach to steer that amount of world-class people over the line. If not, I'll hold my hands up and say, yeah, do you know what? Shit, I got that one wrong, Hazard. But with the signings they're going to make, I surely make them... I'm not going to say dead certs, but they're going to be a top 4 team, bruvs, by whichever way, by a needle, by a thread, or whether they do it comfortably. Chelsea will be a top 4 team. Guys, who thinks Chelsea will be a top 4 team? And remember, their chairman and their vice chairman did say in December, at the very start of December, they were talking about playing Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. They said we will be a very different team by the time we play Borussia Dortmund. That there, I was screaming all over YouTube. That means they're spending big money in January. Harry Potter had no choice to turn down Chelsea. I fully deserve to manage at a big club. No disrespect to Brighton. I fully agree. I totally fully agree with you. I reckon all good things come to an end. And only Brighton investing, not heavily, but decently in the team, could have convinced him to stay and carry on with that project. He must have kind of known McAllister's contract was coming to an end. Trossard's contract was coming to an end. Memphis Depay was already lost. Not Memphis Depay, you bastard. That guy I don't like. Morpie was already lost. So maybe there was a couple of other things that made him actually want to join Chelsea. I know McAllister, the Argentinian, has actually signed a new deal. Trossard is outgoing in the summer. But maybe he weighed up the options and thought, well, I'm going to lose this much. They're only going to invest this much. Look when they sold Ben White. So I think it was... it was too good to turn down, and Brighton's offer of money going forward for him in the transfer market was not enough to keep him at the club. I don't know, where is Juve? I don't know, bros. Seriously, of all days when I thought he would say, yeah, that ticket's mine or anything, I haven't seen nothing on Twitter. Like, clip it and send it to me. I haven't seen him saying he wants a ticket, bros. I've seen nothing of that on Luca's stream. Shouts out to Luco. Shouts out to all the real ones. Please begin the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if we is new real ones. Yes, it's not all doom and gloom. If we're to hit a bad piece of, well, not a bad piece of form, but to get beaten, hopefully this can be rectified by West Ham. Granit Xhaka did have a massively off day. Thomas Partey was okay, but I mean, it wasn't the normal Thomas Partey. I'm sure another few days of training, and these boys will be, in fact, ready to face West Ham. My worry is the front three. We haven't seen Saka, Martinelli, and we've seen a lot over the last 3 games of Nketiah, and nothing over the last 3 games makes me think Nketiah is ever going to make it at this club. Number 14 shirt, 100 grand a week, 10 goals in his whole career at Arsenal. You're taking the fucking piss, Nketiah. I scared him off. Oh shit! Shout out! It's like calling Freenet. Yui, Yui, Yui. He will appear soon. That's it now. I've said it 3 times. He'll appear. Where is Yui? Surprised at that, Hazard. I'm surprised. I think his coaching ability. I think if any of the new signings fuck him around, they'll all be out the team. To people like Conor Gallagher. He took Levi Colwill on loan as well from Chelsea to Brighton. He'll take him straight back at the end of the season from his former club, Brighton. They've got a lot in reserve, bros, even in very good kids coming through the youth. A lot of English talent as well sitting there. But shouts out to all the real ones. Do be getting the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. There is another 5-10 minutes maximum left of this stream. So let's be having some comments. What do you think? Full hand on heart. Is Arsenal going to be a top 4 team come the end of the season? Is it 1 signing? Is it 2 signings? What do you actually think Arsenal will do? Bearing in mind we scored no goals, Eddie Nketiah's gone another 3, even though they're not major games. But whichever way you dress it, he's gone another 3 vital games for me without a goal. These friendlies, he should have been staking his claim, or not even his claim. He knows he's walking into the team, but that's the scary bit for me, that Eddie is walking into the team. There's no one that stops him getting there, not even down to a Balogun on loan at Reims. So that there worries me. I wish Martinelli and Saka had been around even for a cameo appearance from the bench. Like, I get it, they're at the World Cup, but shit, do you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. Come on, let's start getting the squad ready for West Ham, 26th of December, Boxing Day. It's going to come around real quick. And I don't want to see Martinelli and Saka bench that day. My feeling is he'll start one or the other, Saka or Martinelli. He might go Martinelli because Saka played more minutes at the World Cup, and then Saka will come off the bench versus West Ham. That is my feeling. Who will he play, though? Will it be Fabio Vieira? The front 3, will it be Vieira, Nketiah, and Martinelli? That is my prediction for the front 3, and obviously Odegaard makes up the 4 just behind them. I don't think he'll start with both of the boys back from the World Cup if none of them was on the bench tonight. So he'll start one or the other. I don't think he can afford not to start both of them, because who else could you play? Reece Nelson's injured, as far as we know. Fabio Vieira isn't amazing, but I think he'll keep his place. And Marquinhos, he'll be out the door very soon on loan. Shouts out to you. Gareth Southgate on the England manager to Euro 2024. What do you make of that one, Craig? As an England fan, what do you make of that? I don't think it's a brilliant decision for the country. I don't think it's a brilliant decision for England. I think he's had his chance. I think they've peaked at the Euros. And I think when they come across a good team at this World Cup, I don't give a fuck who they beat in the next round. And I don't care about their performance against USA. I think they were crap against USA, Wales. I don't think it was a good World Cup whatsoever. They come up against France. They probably put in their best performance, but they went home. So if you're scraping through games and you're putting your best performance in and you're still going home, I don't know. I would change something at the top myself personally, and I wouldn't be running with Gareth Southgate to the Euros in 2024. But that isn't my main concern out here. Arsenal is my business. Arsenal is what I'm concerned about. England can do what they're doing as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me whether it's Gareth Southgate or Paul Merson leading them or Arsene Wenger leading them. It's all irrelevant. I don't give a toss. I give a toss about the upcoming January window, though. And I hope Arsenal just don't mug us off and give us nothing to look forward to. Like, there is such an abundance of players out there. Yes, so many of them that look easy, the ones that are on 6-month contracts, 6 months left on their contracts, etc. No, I wouldn't wrap a lot of these guys up to 4- and 5-year deals. And do I necessarily want them at my club? No, I don't want Vlahovic. No, I don't want Memphis Depay. And there's another bunch that you can name just like that I don't want deep down. But there is players out there that is good enough for Arsenal, and we should be looking to sign them. Declan Rice has said he'll leave West Ham. Chelsea and Liverpool have made inquiries from Moises Caicedo. Why aren't we knocking down West Ham's door right now and trying to get Declan Rice in? Fuck Tielemans. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea are said to be interested in him now anyway, just to piss me off. And don't worry, over the next few days, as I said, just take it from me. Chelsea are going to bid for Mykhailo Mudryk. I bet they put in a bid before we fucking do anyway. Will Saka start against West Ham on Boxing Day? No. I reckon Martinelli will start because Martinelli played less minutes at the World Cup. I reckon Saka will be on the bench. It will be a front three of Martinelli left, Fabio right, Eddie up front. I don't think it's good enough. I'm now worrying for West Ham as well because I don't think that front three is good enough. But I think Saka coming off the bench, yes, might have to save us. Like, do you know what I mean? Hopefully we're in a prime position of 1-1 and Saka can come off the bench the last half an hour and save us. But if both of them didn't turn up tonight, bruv, I can't see both of them starting. I see one or the other starting. But this is only my feelings, guys. I would, but only if we sign a winger. So if we was to sign Mykhailo Mudryk, I would sacrifice the work ethic and the work rate of Martinelli on the left, and I'd slide him through the middle instead of Eddie Nketiah. At this moment, no. Even though I don't want to see Eddie Nketiah in the team, you take too much off the left wing if you take Martinelli out of the frame. So, no, at this moment, no. I'd go Martinelli left, Saka right, and Nketiah up front. But I believe personally, Saka won't be ready in Arteta's eyes to start this game. He'll have him on the bench, ready to come off the bench if it's going wrong versus West Ham, 26th of December, Boxing Day. Guys, please begin the likes on the video. Do be subscribe if you're new. I'm almost going to get out of this stream. As I said, Odegaard didn't go to the World Cup. He put in 90 minutes tonight. He'll play. Eddie put in another 90 minutes tonight. He'll play. He'll probably finish the game against West Ham with no goals. Yep. I'm losing faith more and more. Every time I see Eddie Nketiah now, I'm losing faith. And the open goal miss tonight, that was just the cream on the cake for me. That was the one in it. That was the one that just shot the camel right in his ball bags. That was the one that is the one of ones, isn't it? I've got nothing to say now. Like, you're missing open goals from 4 yards. I don't want you nowhere near the first team, but we've got no other choice. In saying this, Eddie is that annoying guy that could score against West Ham, make us win 1-0. Also, what? Well done. You're well overdue a goal. In fact, you're overdue about 10, 15 goals for Arsenal over the span of your Arsenal career. You've scored 10 goals in your career, mate. Score 2, 3 or 4 goals while Jesus is out, and I'll be absolutely proud of you. Ding. You'll even get a fucking Blue Peter badge. Nketiah, ultimately, he's not good enough for this club, is he? But unbelievably, he's the only striker we possess. Now, guys, if you've got nothing to say on that, I'm going to end up closing on that note. Eddie Nketiah has scored 10 goals at Arsenal. There's 10 people live on this stream. I think between one of the 10 people live on the stream, someone have a better chance of scoring a goal than Eddie Nketiah in an Arsenal kit. I don't know. He isn't the worst player in the world, but he just is not Premier League Arsenal quality. We're meant to be 5 points clear, top of the table. Like, where is the competition for this fool up front? He missed an open goal tonight. I'm done with the guy. I don't want to think about him ever again. Like, I don't want to talk about Eddie Nketiah. I am so done with this striker. I don't want to think about it. I'll be in attendance at the Emirates Stadium on Boxing Day, freezing my bollocks off, probably thinking, why am I here watching this prick up front? Because he will annoy me. I know when I'm in the stadium, I'll start aiming at him. I know I'm going to just start going aggy towards Eddie Nketiah because these 3 friendlies alone have shown me he's a bullhead, he's a bollockhead, he's a ball bag, he's a blowjob. He's a blowjob of a striker, seriously. Literally. Go look up Eddie Nketiah in the fucking dictionary. You'll see a picture of a bird noshing someone. He is a blowjob. Blows chances in front of goal. He's a blowjob. That's all I got to say for him. He's a fucking blowjob. Like, that open goal miss tonight, blowjob. Everything he's done in his Arsenal career, complete blowjob. Do you know what I mean? The only thing he ever done decently was his first ever game for us against fucking Plymouth. Did he score 2? And he looked like he'd started his career up and running at Arsenal. Brilliant. I was at that game, funny enough. And I thought, shit, we've got the new Ian right. Fuck me. How many years later? The guy's still fucking stuck on 10 fucking goals for the club. Fuck him. He wears a number 14 shirt. He hasn't even scored 14 goals for the fucking club. Behave, everyone. Fucking Eddie. Fucking Nketiah. Danny, shouts out to you. I'm off. Come on, Argentina. I really hope Messi lifts the World Cup. That would be the icing on the cake for him. Absolutely, shouts out to you, Craig. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow for the watch along, and then hopefully you'll be involved 10 p.m. live tomorrow night, as we always do. A reaction for the World Cup final, a send-off, a goodbye to the World Cup final, and hopefully I'll get some of you real ones picking your 1 to 11s for the actual World Cup itself. I'm going to slowly start looking at my 1 to 11 for the World Cup, and hopefully Sunday night, 10 p.m. live, we will start releasing our individual 1 to 11s and seeing whose is the best. Okay, hopefully we'll have a good 5-10 of us all put in different teams written down on here. I'll get in there typing as well. I'll have my team typed out just before I come in the stream, so that will be the opening comment you'll come into on Sunday night. Is my 11 for the World Cup, and then you guys can go and try and better that. So I'm going to have my 1 to 11 for the World Cup in the comments early and on Sunday for 10 p.m. live. Damn, that's tomorrow. And yeah, and I'll be here for the World Cup watch along. So guys, please be getting a like on the video. Do be subscribing if we is new. The comments, apart from Craig, is kind of slowed down, so I will slip out of here for another evening. Thanks to everyone. There was over 700 views on the watch along earlier. Shouts out to all of you that watched that. You are real ones. Shouts out to the new subscribers. I hope you come and give me some comments. I know I got at least 8 new subscribers. Let me check. I think it was 8 new subscribers today from the watch along. So yeah, that is bubbling. I'm happy with that. Yeah, there you go. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I was on 1,002 yesterday, 1,010. So I nicked another 8 people from this watch along. So guys, please, the new subscribers to the channel, please get involved in the comments, man. Don't be there listening silently. Get involved. No one bites. We're a massive family on Danny AOC TV. Shouts out to Craig, to Linda, to Hazard, to UE, to Blazer, to I can't remember, my mind's gone blank. To Lung Burkham, to Han Yumi, to all of the real ones, to Hussein Juma. I've said Craig, UE, Liakers. I can't remember. Guys, on that note, I'm going to get out of the building. Please begin the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. Have we got any last minute comments before I go? Shouts out to Luca as well. Luco. I think that's it. Shouts out to Lung Burkamp. You're a real one. I'll catch you all tomorrow for hopefully, which will be a brilliant end to the World Cup. I didn't catch Morocco versus Croatia today. I don't know if it was a good or even bad game. I was decided to have like an afternoon snooze for this, so I wasn't even, I wasn't conscious around the game. I'm surprised I slept through the game, to be honest with you. I woke up nice and late and then jumped into my Arsenal versus Juventus stream. Tomorrow, again, another 2 lives from me. Watch along for Argentina versus France, and then 10 p.m. live. Shouts out to all of you. You're all superheroes. Everyone that's been listening to me tonight, whether you're listening silently, whether you're throwing in comments or not, shouts out to you all. And yeah, have a blessed night, people. I'm going to keep it moving on that note. So please stay real. Please be here tomorrow for the watch along, and hopefully we'll have some really good views on the watch along tomorrow. Hopefully we can top whatever the views are come tonight on the Arsenal versus Juventus defeat watch along. So yeah, guys, please hit likes on the video. Never mind, bollocks, we lost 2-0 today. Shit happens. What can you say? Yeah, we fight another day, and West Ham is the important game come Boxing Day, 26th of December, and then we finish the year with Brighton away from home. So providing we get 6 points from them 2 games, I reckon we're in a decent position to have a shout and have a total decent chance at this title race. And hopefully we're scaring Man City along the way. If we keep consistent and keep picking up points, that will eat away at Man City's confidence eventually. And they've got a very, very difficult January. Do not get it twisted, people. Man City, sorry, have got a fucked up January. If they lose any points in January, same way if Liverpool don't get maximum points in January, by the end of January, we're going to have a clear indication of how things are going. Whether Liverpool will be a top 4 team, whether Arsenal are seriously going to be a genuine threat to Man City. I reckon by the end of January, we'll have an answer to a lot of these questions. But on that note, guys, please get the likes on the video. Do be subscribing if you're new. And I'll see you tomorrow for the Wales for the fucking France versus Argentina watch along. Peace out, people. Good night. Respect.